Why you do this? Understand yourself. Panic feels like something is going wrong inside you, like your body suddenly turned against you. Your heart races, your chest tightens, your thoughts scatter, and the fear hits fast. In that moment, it feels dangerous, overwhelming, uncontrollable, as if you are losing something essential about yourself. But what if panic is not a malfunction at all? What if it is a system doing exactly what it was designed to do? Not to hurt you, but to protect you. Not because you are broken, but because your body is responding with speed, urgency, and care. For many people, panic seems to arrive without warning. One moment feels neutral, manageable, even calm, and the next moment your body is on high alert. Breathing shifts, muscles tense, awareness narrows, and you wonder how it escalated so quickly. You might replay the moment afterward, searching for the cause. You tell yourself nothing bad actually happened, so why did your body react like it did? That confusion often hurts more than the panic itself, because it creates self-doubt instead of understanding. Underneath panic is a fast-acting safety protocol. Long before conscious thought forms, your nervous system is scanning for threat, instability, or overload. It does not wait for logic, it moves first, because speed matters when safety is involved. This system is ancient, automatic, and deeply intelligent. It reads subtle shifts in your internal and external environment, tone, memory, sensation, pressure. When something registers as potentially overwhelming, the body activates, not to scare you, but to prepare you. Often the trigger is not obvious. It may not be danger in the present moment, but a familiar pattern your body remembers. A feeling of losing control, being trapped, being watched, being responsible for too much, the body recognizes these instantly. Your mind may not connect the dots right away, but your nervous system does. It reacts to emotional meaning, not to rational explanation. That is why panic can feel sudden, confusing, and out of proportion, even though it is responding to something real. When panic activates, your system shifts into protection mode. Heart rate increases to move energy. Breath shortens to sharpen focus. Muscles tense to prepare for action. Awareness narrows to reduce distraction. Everything mobilizes at once. This is not chaos, it is coordination. The body is prioritizing survival over comfort. It temporarily reduces access to reflection, nuance, and calm reasoning, not because you are failing, but because the system believes speed matters more than clarity right now. Panic often appears when the system senses overload. Too much emotion, too much pressure, too many signals at once, even if they are subtle. The body responds by escalating intensity, trying to create distance or resolution fast. From the inside, it feels like losing control. From the body's perspective, it is an attempt to regain control. The system is saying something needs attention now, not later, not slowly, but immediately, before the strain becomes damaging. Many people who experience panic have nervous systems that learned early to stay alert. Not because something was always dangerous, but because uncertainty, emotional unpredictability, or responsibility required readiness. The system adapted by becoming fast. Over time, speed becomes automatic. The body learns to respond before things fall apart. Panic is not weakness. It is the imprint of a system trained to protect you early, quickly, and decisively, even when the threat is internal or emotional. This is where panic becomes personal. You may start to identify as anxious, unstable, or fragile. Not because that is true, but because you only see the surface reaction, not the function underneath it. When protection is misunderstood, it turns into shame. You judge the response instead of listening to it, and the system feels that judgment, which ironically increases activation. The body tries harder when it feels misunderstood. The pattern begins to shift when you stop asking how to eliminate panic, and start asking what it is responding to. Panic is communication, not sabotage. It points to limits, needs, and overload that were ignored or minimized. When you meet the sensation with curiosity instead of resistance, the system receives new information. It learns that it does not have to shout to be heard. That alone can reduce intensity, not instantly, but reliably over time. Panic is not danger, it is the alarm system. Alarms are loud by design. They are meant to interrupt, to demand attention, to override comfort. That does not make them enemies, it makes them protective tools. When you reframe panic this way, the relationship changes. You stop fighting the signal and start regulating the system. Safety increases not by force, but by understanding. The body calms when it feels understood. As awareness grows, panic often becomes less explosive, not because it disappears, but because it no longer needs to escalate. The system learns that you are listening earlier, responding sooner, respecting limits more consistently. This is regulation from the inside out. Instead of controlling symptoms, you build trust with your own nervous system. And trust changes everything. It softens reactions that once felt uncontrollable. Relief does not come from never panicking again. It comes from no longer fearing the panic itself. When the body realizes that activation will not be punished or suppressed, it settles faster. What once felt terrifying becomes manageable. Sensations move through instead of trapping you. Panic shifts from a threat into a signal, intense, yes, but no longer catastrophic or identity-defining. Integration means letting the body do what it does best: protect, adapt, respond. You stop trying to override it with judgment. You work with it through pacing, grounding, and awareness. The system does not need perfection. It needs consistency. Small signals of safety repeated over time: breath, rest, honesty, boundaries, teach the nervous system that escalation is no longer the only option. When you understand panic, you reclaim agency. Not by controlling the reaction, but by supporting the system behind it. You become fluent in your own signals instead of afraid of them. This is real empowerment, knowing that your body is not broken, dramatic, or unstable. It is responsive, protective, and deeply intelligent, even when its messages arrive loudly. At its core, panic is care expressed through urgency. It is the body saying something matters. When you finally hear that message, the urgency eases, because it has done its job. Nothing needs to be eliminated, only understood, and understanding creates space where fear once lived, quietly, steadily, naturally. Your body has been trying to protect you all along, even when it felt frightening. Panic was never proof that something was wrong. It was evidence that something inside you was trying to keep you safe. When you meet that system with respect instead of resistance, everything begins to change. Not overnight, but deeply, and for good. You are not broken. Did that feel familiar? And have you thought about this?